Hi, this is Asean Now and you're watching the Weekly Wrap. First up, shortly after Republican nominee Donald Trump emerged victorious in the US presidential election, world stock markets saw a sharp decline. Gold prices soared, the Asian stock markets fell, while the US dollar also dropped. Among the biggest concerns for the ASEAN region is the fate of the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, something President-elect Trump is against. While the implications of his presidency in the region remains unclear, only time will tell when he takes office on January 20th. Next, in Indonesia, former British banker Rohit Jutting was given a life sentence for murdering two Indonesian women, Sumarti Ningsih and Seneng Mujiasi, in Hong Kong. While the murder victims' families welcomed the sentence, Ningsih's parents said that Jutting owes them financially for raising the victim's orphan son. The two women were tortured, raped, and murdered in his luxury apartment in 2014. Moving on, Abu Sayyaf gunmen kidnapped a 70-year-old German sailor and killed his wife while they were on a private yacht in the southern Philippines. The country's intelligence sources said that the incident happened at about 2:30 a.m. on Monday, and that Eugene Cantor was abducted while his wife Sabina Wedge was shot dead. The couple had previously survived 52 days in captivity after they were kidnapped in Somalia in 2008. They were subjected to deprivation and mock executions and were freed after a ransom of US $600,000 was paid to the Somalis. Next, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte paid a 2-day official visit to Malaysia. He arrived on Wednesday and is scheduled to meet Malaysian Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak for bilateral cooperation talks between the two countries. Both leaders will also discuss the issue of piracy and kidnappings by the brutal Abu Sayyaf group. In Singapore, two tissue paper sellers from Pakistan murdered their fellow countrymen to recover money they had lost to him in a card game. The High Court heard that the pair had recovered 6,000 Singapore dollars after they had smothered the victim, sawed off his legs, and packed the body into 2 suitcases. One suitcase was left in a cemetery, while the other case was abandoned after one of the wheels broke and blood began dripping. The pair faces the mandatory death penalty if they are convicted of murder. Last but not least, Malaysians had a scare when a 2-meter-long crocodile was caught loitering outside a mall in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. Fortunately, the 55 kg reptile was captured and handed over to the wildlife authorities. We now head over to Bangkok with our Thailand partner Nation TV for the latest roundup from the Northern ASEAN region.
Thank you very much, Kulo and Per, for your updates. And now let's take a look here in the Northern ASEAN region, starting off with Laos, as the World Wildlife Fund has announced the extinction of freshwater dolphin. A WWF report found that there are only 3 of the mammals found existing along a beach between Laos and Cambodia from 6 members found earlier this year. Technically, only 3 members of a species are regarded ineffectual to continue reproducing, and therefore extinct as a result. Freshwater dolphin is a euryhaline species of oceanic dolphin found in discontinuous subpopulations near sea coasts and in estuaries and rivers in parts of the Bay of Bengal and Southeast Asia. Moving on to the next story, a centuries-old pagoda in Hanoi has been severely damaged after it caught fire earlier this month. There is no casualty reported and the damage is under estimation. Police are currently working to find out the cause of the fire that destroyed Ting Lo Pagoda in Daeho district. The blaze initially broke out and burned all over the outer area of the mostly wooden pagoda, which was recognized as a National Historical and Cultural Relic site in 1996. While it is unclear when exactly the pagoda was built, it is estimated that its establishment dated back to the Lee dynasty, which is between 1009 and 1225. Moving on to Myanmar, Myanmar president was moved during his speech at the Children's Literature Festival in the capital last weekend. President Tin Jaw broke into tears during his speech where he spoke about his father. The president's father, Min Tu Wun, was a poet who wrote more than 400 children's stories and poems. He was also nicknamed the grandfather poet. His father is remembered for his contribution to the Myanmar literature. And now let's take a look on Cambodia as Prime Minister Hun Sen used the closing ceremony of the first national games in Phnom Penh on November the 5th to call on all provinces to develop more athletes to participate in the next nationwide competition. Cambodia organized its first ever national game of this kind at Olympic Stadium. Still in Cambodia, an American student started a project in rural Cambodia to turn donated soaps into new ones in an attempt to help anyone have access to soap. Soap is expensive in Cambodia. A student who saw a mother washing her child with detergent decided to start a soap project. The Eco Soap Bank gets donated soap from hotels and guest houses and turn them into new, clean soap in both liquid and solid form. This is an effort to make use of something that would have gone to trash. And that's it for this episode of ASEAN Wrap from the Upper ASEAN region. This has been Sathapat Patong, and now back to you, KL.
Thank you, Bangkok, and thanks for watching. I'm Victoria Brown. Have a pleasant weekend.